All right, welcome back. I got interrupted there as you heard in the last video, and I think it accidentally cut off. So let's keep going here. Looking for common factors in the numerator and the denominator. So negative 3 and 6, they have a common factor of 3. Now be very careful. If we're going to divide by 3, this has to remain negative. Do not make this positive all of a sudden. So negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And we're done with that. So now we multiply. Negative 1 times 17 is negative 17. 2 times 2, 4. Negative 17 fourths. All right, and if you wanted to make that a mixed number, you could, but you don't have to. Negative 17 fourths. And then the last one here, again, first convert to improper fractions. We know this can be negative. 3 times 3. Again, if you haven't worked these problems, you need to pause the video now and work them. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. So that's negative 10 over 3, negative 10 thirds. Multiplied by, this can be negative as well. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 plus 1 is 21. 21 tenths. Okay. So now we know we're going to have a negative multiplied by a negative. We know this is going to be a positive product, so just keep that in mind. But first, 10 and 10, they have a common factor of 10. So we're going to divide by 10. Negative 10 divided by 10 is, be careful with the sign, negative 1. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 3 and negative 21, they have a common factor of 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Negative 21 divided by 3, be careful with the sign, it's going to be negative, right? 7. 7. Okay, well, a negative times a negative is a positive. Negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7. Positive 7. 1 times 1 is 1. So 7 over 1 is just going to be 7, right? There we go. 7's your answer there on that problem. That's P. P equals 7. All right, let's talk about evaluating expressions. Now, before we talk about this, let's talk about what it means to square something. So if we have 8 squared, that's going to be 8 times 8, which is 64. Okay. What about 5 squared? 5 squared, you need to be thinking this. You don't have to show it, but you need to be thinking that is 5 times 5, which is 25. So when we square something, we're multiplying that number by itself. So think about 1/2 squared. If we square 1/2, well, see if you can figure out what that's going to be on your own. It's going to be, just like up above, 1/2 multiplied by itself. 1/2 times 1/2. Well, what's 1/2 times 1/2? 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. So we get 1/4. So that's how it works to square a fraction. I don't need you to show this stuff. If you leave that step out, that's okay. But you need to be thinking 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. So 1/2 squared is 1/4. So let's evaluate this expression. First, we're gonna substitute. A is 1 and 1/2. So 1 and 1/2 for A. Multiplied by B squared. So that's gonna be 2/3 squared. So there's your setup. I'll pause the video now and get that written down if you need to. Okay, so let's convert 1 and 1/2 to an improper fraction. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 plus 1, that's 3 halves. 3 halves. Multiply by, let's go ahead and multiply this. Well, 2/3 squared. See if you know what that is. 2 times 2, 4. 3 times 3, 9. So 2/3 squared is 4/9. Again, how did we do that? 2/3 squared, that's 2 times 2, which is 4. 3 times 3, which is 9. And now we look for common factors. 2 and 4, they have a common factor of 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 3 and 9, they have a common factor of 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now we multiply straight across. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. And so we get 2/3. 2/3 there. This next one here, see if you can do that on your own. Pause the video now. Work that on your own. M squared times n. Well, it's going to be 3/8 squared multiplied by n. That's 1 3/5. Okay, well, let's go ahead and square that. 3 times 3 is 9. 8 times 8, 64. Multiply by, let's change this to an improper fraction. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8/5. 8/5. By the way, if we were squaring, we didn't do this, but if we were squaring 1 3/5, we would have to first convert it to an improper fraction, and then we would square it. Now that wasn't happening here, but if that ever does happen, convert to an improper fraction first, and then square. Okay, 8 and 64, they have a common factor of 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 64 divided by 8 is 8. Okay, there's no more common factors, so we just multiply straight across. 9 times 1 is 9. 8 times 5 is 40. Always check to make sure this can't be simplified further. Sometimes you miss simplifying on the front end, and you got to simplify on the back end as well, and that's okay. But 9 is divisible by 3. 40 is not. We're done. 9/40. Okay? So if you want to try these on your own, you can. If you think you have the hang of it and you just want to get started on today's assignment, that's fine too. Your assignment, I'm going to send it to you right now, so you should have it when you're in class. 6.3 homework, you'll need the book. The book is up on the shelf behind you. 287, numbers 24 through 32, numbers 42 and 44 as well. Double check that. Yep, there you go. All right, guys, hope you have a great day. Let me double check. Hang on. Make sure I did that correctly. Let's see. Is that what I put in? 18 through 32 and 44. So let's change that to 18 through 32 and 44. Sorry about that. Okay. Good luck, everybody, on the assignment, and I will see you next time.